Hello, this is Allison Raptor. I am Raptor. Um, Spoilers, no. So I go over um custom unmatched decks. Um, Sorry, my dog was looking at me funny. So, so I just had to look at the dog funny back. Anyways, so I go over some custom unmatched decks. If you're watching this, you probably know what Unmatched is. It's a card game, board game. You take two characters and you just like have them battle each other. This is the Demogorgon from Stranger Things. Also, this website is I don't know what it's called. I just searched Unmatched Card Maker because I wanted to make my own deck for this game. Because yeah, this is a real board game with plenty of characters. They keep on adding more and more. So I just wanted to make my own. So then I did, and from there, me and Atlas kind of just started making loads of characters, and now we have our own meta. We have about, I want to say, like 40 characters, but that's probably wrong. It's probably like 33 because a lot of them we're still fixing because they're either too strong or too weak, whatever their issue is. But um, our meta is actually 2v2 based, kind of. And the way it works is we have a 2v2 picker format, kind of like Arsenal. And Arsenal format, if you know what that is, basically how you pick your characters for a round at the game. So we have it 2v2, but we only play with two people. Just one person will control both fighters. It just makes it a lot better for this. This is just the way our meta kind of works. Um, it's pretty good. We're pretty proud of it. It has its problems. Anyways, Demogorgon is one of the fighters in there. Um, so I'm going to go over that. Also, quick disclaimer: you might see right somewhere up there, maybe. It's going to say uh, www.bandicam. That's just a watermark because I just wanted some quick screen recorder. And that was one of the first things to show up, and it's safe. So um, I only can record for 10 minutes because I'm not gonna pay for the like subscription or thing because I just don't wanna. I'll just do 10-minute episodes, part one, part two. So uh, yeah. So if that bothers you, the watermark, um, just try to ignore it, I guess. Anyways, finally into the deck. Demogorgon, melee fighter. Oh, that's a mistake. Hang on. It should be like that. Should it be like that? Or should it be like that? I don't know. Just we watched the show with captions on, and it just whenever Demogorgon was there, it would just always say low growl, and I don't know why. Well, that was so funny. So I could have put in something cooler there, but it doesn't matter. So that's the quote, I guess. Um, Sorry, melee fighter, 15 health, 2 move. Did we buff that? Maybe 3 move. I could go up and check the deck, but it's all the way across the house, and I'm sitting comfortably in my chair, so I kind of don't feel like it. It could be 3 move. I'll update the deck after this. Um, 15 health. When you maneuver in the same zone as a gateway, you may move to it as if it were adjacent. And it does take up 1 of your movement. Gateways and Hawking's Lab are different. So, yep, the extra rules. At the start of the game, place a Gateway and Hawking's Lab token in any non-tri-zone space. So, single zone space or a space with 2 zones. They may be placed or moved to an occupied space. Um, all spaces next to or on the gateway or Hawking's Lab token count as the upside down. That's important for card effects. You may move through opponents that are on the gateways. So you place your Hawking's Lab and gateway anywhere on the board. I like to put them, like, let's say on the board memorial, kind of in the middle area. You can't put them on tri-zone spaces. I don't remember exactly where I put them, but I like it so I just have a big spot of upside down somewhere where in the board where there's a lot of traffic, rather than 2 spots further away. So if that is another strategy, but I personally prefer the just bigger upside down zone because you want a big upside down to trigger some card effects. Also, you want the gateway to be somewhere in a big zone, so that way you can kind of hop around the board because you can, yeah. So they're never gonna be on it, but if they, because of that, but if that wasn't there, then they could kind of just sit on it, and Demogorgon kind of just would cry a little bit. Um, yeah, just looking. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, Hawking's Lab also you cannot move to. Only the gateway you can move to. Hawking's Lab is just there for extra upside down spaces. So, also, I with the deck, I kind of changed the ability quite a bit, but I looked at Ansushi. He is another person in the Unmatched community. He makes some pretty good decks. I would like to actually review some of them on this show, I guess. This series. So I looked at his Demogorgon deck um, for inspiration, I guess. And his ability with the Demogorgon, you're always gonna go. I made a Demogorgon deck before this, but it wasn't very good, so this is like my updated version. But you always just do something with the gateway tokens. So this is Ansushi's. Um, his Demogorgon deck. His is different, but I just want to give him credit because I did look at his deck, read the ability, and go, oh, hey, yeah, I'll use that. So I asked him if I could, and he said, yeah. Also, I never noticed this. On this back art, it kind of looks like he's just really hairy, but it's just grass or upside down vines. Oh, it's vines. Sorry. So he went with Demodogs, which is pretty interesting. Um, your fighter may move between the gate token and the space gate. Um, I'm just showing this to give some credit to Ansushi. The abilities are pretty different. You can read this there. Definitely check out some of Ansushi's decks because he is one of my favorite deck makers. He has quite a lot of decks. He makes them pretty consistently. We have a lot of the same art on the cards, a lot of similarities, um, like right there. All right, so I'm gonna get into the deck now. Okay, so also Demogorgon is pretty kind of risk and retreaty. Like, hey, look, that's the name of the card. So like Demogorgon, because Demogorgon, a lot of times when you're playing Demogorgon, you're gonna have 1 to 2 cards, defense cards in hand. A lot of times, none. So you're gonna kind of just stay away. Like on Baskerville is good and bad for Demogorgon. Also, my experience is like almost entirely in 2v2 because of the meta. If you want to check out our meta, by the way, it could be very overwhelming. So just look at some of the decks, I guess, if you want to do it, and also the 2v2 picker. Just look at some of the decks so you're familiar with them. You can pick and choose which ones because there's a lot. And if you don't know them, then you can kind of just go in. It'll take quite a long time to get used to all the fighters and to understand strategies and counterpicks because there's just so many. Um, just look at some decks, pick and choose them if you want to do that. I have about 5 seconds until the Bandicam will start recording, so I'll see you in part 2, I guess.